Good morning, welcome to another video down the Avon, as you can see, and as the title suggests. Now I've come out today because we are the day before this storm is supposed to hit, and it's supposed to be fairly still today. There's a little bit of a breeze, which is a pain. It's coming from that way because I plan to do some float fishing. I've got some maggots to use up. Real hit and run session, this one. I've got a team's meeting with work at 2 o'clock, so I've got to be gone from here realistically at 1 o'clock to give myself enough time to get back to the car, get home. I'm only up the road, but get home and get looking suitable for a team's meeting, shall we say. So yeah, bit of a hit and run. Now, I wasn't sure exactly where to go, so I've picked that lovely looking tree there as a place which might hold some chub. I'm thinking chub because I've got maggots. We may catch some other species as well. We'll give it perhaps an hour in here. I've got really 3 hours, realistically. It's getting on for 10 o'clock now. We'll give it perhaps an hour in here. If we're not doing anything, we'll perhaps have a move. We'll just suck it and see, really. Hopefully we will. I think a couple of years ago, I fished this peg. That tree was a bit further over and there was some chub under it. So you never know. They might be now as well. I'm sure there's some chub about, but whether we get in touch with any, I don't know. I've got my waggler rod here, my Daiwa 14-foot connoisseur power waggler rod, which is perfect for this sort of thing. I've also got my stick float set up, which I might use if this wind becomes really troublesome. We'll perhaps use that so we can contact the top of the float, much easier than trying to fish a waggler. But I do like fishing the waggler on the drop. Right, as I say, I'm going to need to stop waffling because we haven't got long today, so I need to just change this hook link, put a smaller hook on, and just finish sorting myself out, keep sprinkling the maggots, and then we'll have a crack. So yeah, quite literally the calm before the storm at the moment. I just thought I needed to take advantage. We had a bit of rain the last few days, and I thought it might have coloured the river up a bit, but not so as you'd notice, to be honest. I can still see down here, it's got to be 5 or 6 foot deep. I can see the bottom without any problem at all. It's not going to help things. I think it helps the chub see your gear as well when it's clear. Oh dear. The problem is at the moment as well, a lot of these pegs that I do a lot of trotting in for chub, they're just not fishable at the moment. You know, not until the reeds and the weeds die back. They're just not going to be fishable. There's too much weed in the river. There's too much foliage around the river. You really need it to all die off. Yeah, this could be a problem on the waggler. It might be that we go on the stick float because we're fishing effectively the far crease as well, so the line is running through much faster than the float. I have to keep picking the line up. Excuse my nasalness, I've got a bit of a cold. I've had it for weeks, I just can't get rid of it. All bunged up, and it's not a real problem, but it's it's also not very pleasant, just making me feel a bit bleh, to be honest. As you can see, I've got my waders on. I did think we might need to get in some of the swims, but I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to end up. So I thought, well, better to have them on than not. Keep me a bit warmer as well. Right, let's keep these maggots going in. I've got to riddle all these this sawdust off them as well. I'll give it a bit of a go, see what happens, but yeah, with the river this colour, I'm not sure we're going to do much good. We can try. What's quite surprising is there's a lot of fish topping in here when I arrived. Small fish. But, I was going to say, but I haven't had a suck maggot yet. The float's just... I've got a specie wag on, so... It's going to take some pulling under my little fish. I'm thinking really about fishing on the drop. Yeah, that's absolutely mashed. There's a peg right opposite that bit of cover that we're fishing down to. But I want to fish down to it, just makes presentation a bit easier. Yeah, see, this might be the issue. Well, it's a target species. That's good. Good sign for the future of the river. I don't think we'll wet the keep net for him. The problem may also be doing this, that a chub, or larger chub, if there are any in here, I assume there are, not even going to get to see any of these maggots. They're all just going to get mullered within a few inches of the surface. It's that one spot every time it goes down. And it's definitely bites, it's not snags. I think there's perhaps a shoal of fish holding just off the end of that bit of cover, as you'd expect, really. Oh, lots of fish, mostly small. That's another chub. It has a bit of a last minute session, this. Didn't riddle them in maggots. Tend to leave them in the sawdust. I'm not going to use them straight away, so I wasn't with these. Because it helps if they sweat in the fridge. Oh yeah, this doesn't bode well really today. Clear sky, clear river. Oh dear. Clear sky, clear river says small fish to me. Unfortunately, I've got my big fish gear. There's no way there's not some chub under there. No way. We might not be able to tempt them, but there's no way they're not there. There we go. That's this. It's pulling a bit. I'm just trudging up the middle of the river. Feels a bit like a perch, to be honest. It is. He's not bad, is he? Well, a few of them down there, that'd be nice. They're cracking. Well, he's no monster. Certainly rather catch him than not. Fantastic. Well, I've stuck the keep net in. Might be a bit of a mistake after catching one modest perch, but I know perch can be a bit spooky if you start putting them back. And if there's one like that down there, there may well be some nice ones as well. So I think it's worth wetting the keep net up. I say it's going to be windy and rainy tomorrow, so we can stick it out in the garden to wash anyway. Hindsight would have perhaps been better using mashed bread to do this. But no one else coming to this stretch. It's a little bit far to throw the bread. Throw mashed bread, you can't really get out very far. Much easier to catapult maggots and get them out where you need them. Like I said, I knew we'd be fishing some sort of far side cover. Right, that's gone under and stayed under. Oh, hello, now, here we go. Oh, hello. Right, okay, I think we got some chub going then. By the looks of it. Oh! Desperate to get back in that tree. Oh, he smashed me. very annoying. I had to put the brakes on. It was desperate to get under there, under that tree. Oh. Deep breaths. The issue as well is, he could well have spooked all his mates. That's the problem. Yeah, I just fired those maggots in, and I'd already cast in, which you may think is the wrong way around, but what I find happens here is if you drop the gear in the edge and fire some maggots out to follow it in, by the time you pull the gear in, you've caught a little perch or a little minnow or something down here, or your maggots have been sucked. So I tend to cast in first, then fire the maggots in. And I cast in, the float went under, but I thought it was just the current that pulled it under. Right, new hook link. Right, let's try again. Oh, I'm not fishing light here. I've got 019 bottom on. I mean, I've landed barbel on this gear. You know, although admittedly perhaps not right next to cover like this. But he was busting a gut to get back under there. That felt like a decent fish, that did. Well, you saw the state of the rod. Gutted. Right, well, the good news is there's some chub here. And they're feeding. Gutted. Been fishing about 20 minutes. So I find usually, sorry, I can hear a boat, I think. Usually about the amount of time it takes to get them going, quite often. Yeah, boat. Oh dear, I'm mortified. Obviously the fish are used to the boats on this stretch, not really a problem. Apart from the fact that you have to stop for a minute. And they do quite often drive about like lunatics. Like this one is. Yep. 6 miles an hour? Because that's the speed limit. I looked it up and now he's gunning it a bit more. Thing is, you could give him a mouthful, couldn't you? But at the end of the day, I don't come fishing to have arguments with people. I come fishing to enjoy myself. And I'm not the police of the river. Thing is as well, good news about that chub is, I was right out in the middle here. He wasn't under that cover at all. Wasn't anywhere near the cover. I'm just hoping, like I said, I just hope I hasn't spooked all the rest of them. Because he won't be on his own. Normally, I wouldn't have given him that much pressure. Well, clearly. Yeah, I normally wouldn't give him that much pressure, but he was just absolutely going nuts to try and get her back under that tree. Good signs, though. Good signs if they're out and about. Think positive. Up in the water as well, clearly. Because I hadn't long gone in. That maggot. He must have took that within a few inches of the top. Vindication for fishing a waggler on the drop, really. Like I say, there's no way he's out here on his own. Not a chance. But there is a chance, like I say, there is a chance we've spooked them all now. You can kind of get away with it a bit more when the water's coloured. But when they're when it's clear like this, I'd imagine all his mates have probably seen what's just happened. Oh, got it. Never mind. Onwards and upwards. Smile. Enjoy it. It's your hobby. Obviously I watch quite a lot of fishing on YouTube. What amazes me, the amount of people look so miserable. I just think, it's your hobby, what are you doing? Why do you look so miserable? Enjoy yourself. With that bite as well off that chub, I mean, obviously I'm assuming it was a chub. There was no messing about, the float just sailed under. None of these little dips and plucks on the float. See, now I think we're starting to get a bit of swirling on the top here. Not seeing any proper boils, but the top definitely seems to rock when I fire the maggots in. Should say as well, I'm not really expecting to bag up today. You know, I'm not expecting to catch half a dozen chub or anything. If we catch 2 or 3, 4 even from a swim, I think we'll have done well. Well, it's a bite of chuck. More like 3 or 4 bites of chuck. But see, I'm putting these in the keep net because it's wet already, and I don't really want to chance anything else spooking these fish. I think I've done quite a good job of that already. Oh, I'm mortified. I'm sure there's some big fish about up here. Just not getting any bites, suck maggots or anything at this top end of the swim where these maggots are going in. Just getting nothing. Sure, that must mean there's some bigger fish up here. They're just doing a very good job at the moment of getting away with it. I think if they were up here, we'd be getting mullered. If there were little fish up here. There we go. Right, what's this? Feels chubby. Just had 5 minutes without fishing. And that's gone over straight away. First chuck back in. Well, that's a good sign if they're out feeding again. I thought they were, didn't I? I said there was no little fish bites up here. Must mean there's chub about. Well, he's not a monster, I don't think, but it's, I think, the target species. He's trying to get us in the reeds, which I think he's managing to do. He's a nice fish, actually. Absolutely trying to get us in all the reeds. Oh, it's a cracker, actually. That's a cracking fish. He's not a monster, but he's a beauty. Wonderful. Well, that's about that. We can just about pick him up with one hand. Got the net here just in case he flips. Oh, look at that, middle of the top lip. Fantastic. That's absolutely wonderful. Let's have a proper look at him, shall we? Covered in willow leaves. As I say, the net's here just in case he flips. How's about that? Absolutely fantastic. Right. Hopefully there's a few more down there. It's been a good 20 minutes since that last bite, so perhaps we're going to wait another 20 minutes for another one. Who knows? But yeah, I'm over the moon with that. That's fantastic. It's wonderful as well, considering the conditions. It can be very, very difficult in these conditions on this river. I know they had the national on here in August in similar conditions, and they really struggled because it was just low and clear. I think perhaps this bit of water that's gone in has helped us. Perhaps just whetted their appetites a bit. I was saying, didn't I was suspecting they were there, because we're just getting no bites off little fish up here. And I've found from experience, if there's little fish about, you don't tend to catch the chub. When the chub come in, all the little fish just clear off, because obviously they're scared of getting eaten. Oh, I've let that run through too close to that tree. Oh, I think I might need another hook link here. Oh, that was a bit stupid. That's why it's important as well to have weaker hook links than the main line, and you don't lose all your gear. No, hook's still there, that's all right. God, I'll tell you what, blimey, it's not very warm. I'm kind of glad I'm not getting in the water, if I'm honest. My nose is really cold. It's a really cold wind. Yeah, there's all the little fish. Look down there. Be nice to have another one, wouldn't it? Be nice to brace it up. Be nice to have a win. 1-1 today so far. 1 to the fish, 1 to me. Be nice to brace it. Win 2-1. Try one a bit shorter. A lot of these maggots are falling shorter as I'm firing them in. Interesting to just run down that line there. Well, that works. Blimey. Oh, he's trying to get back under the tree. Just a shorter line. Come on. That's quite out in the river, wasn't it? That was. Come on, chap. Don't be going in there. No, 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 no. No. Well, this is some great sport on a not very good day, conditions wise. So you stay out there. What a lovely fish. Get him in, come on. Come on. Oh, that's cracking. Another cracker. Wonderful. Again, we'll hold him over the net in case he flips, but it's another cracking fish. How's about that? Absolutely wonderful. That's cracking. For a peg, I think I've only fished once this season. Ah, thought we had another decent fish then. Float just buried. Tis a dace. Come here again. Could have got in here, but it gets deep very quickly. I'm not sure it'd be much advantage to it. So it just goes. It's on its way back up by the time I struck. Running out of maggots. It's about 12 o'clock now anyway, so we've got about half a pint of maggots left, I reckon, and an hour at the most. Oh, it'd be nice to do the hat trick, wouldn't it, before we run out of maggots, or out of time, or both. Certainly not been prolific today at all, but I didn't expect it would be, if I'm honest. As I said earlier, I really didn't expect it to be a day where we caught loads of fish. I said if we had 2 or 3 out of a swim, that'd be good. Well, we've had 2 and lost 1. So 3 bites off decent fish out of a swim is certainly happy with that. Just trying a cast or 2 without feeding. Sometimes that'll work when there's no option but there's just the 1 maggot going through. Sometimes you'll pick up a fish that way. We were having to work at these bites. We've been fishing probably best part of 2 hours. We've had 3 proper bites. So, you know, it just shows it's not easy at all. They're not giving themselves up easily, but it's just nice. It's nice to be doing a bit of trotting. I think it'd be off the cards for a good few days now. Like I say, we'll get into it a bit more in the winter when all this reeds have died back, so you can see the river a bit better. You can see a bit further down the river in some of the swims that can't fish at the moment. But because of that, and all the weeds died back that's in the river, that'll be stopping us running through. It's not affecting us today because we're fishing shallow, but when we want to fish a bit deeper, trundle a bait down low, you know, it's just not possible at the moment really. It's too weedy. Ooh, hornet buzzing around over there. As well as an aeroplane. Hornet buzzing around over there. Yes, my hornet sting. Bit of an update. You think, well, sting. I've been stung by bees before, not a problem. Never been stung by a hornet before. Just tagged me. Just out of the blue. Just wandering along on the Y, and I didn't even feel him land on me. He just stung me before I knew anything about it. I didn't hear him or anything. And yeah, it wasn't too bad the first day. The next day, my whole arm went red, and then it all swelled up. He's tagged me about here. There's not a lot to see now, otherwise I'd show you. But yeah, my thumb swelled up there, all up here, up to the inside of my elbow. It was, yeah, quite nasty. I left it a couple of days, thinking, oh, it'll go down, you know, it's just a bit of a reaction, but it didn't. So, yeah, I went to the doctors, or should I say, emailed them and sent them a photo, which you have to do these days, don't you? To be fair, he said, oh yeah, we need to get some antibiotics for that, just to make sure. And it's taken it down, it's gone all down now. It's just there, he stung me. It's still quite hard around the sting. But yeah, so that was interesting. And I've got the all clear on my kidney stones as well. I was convinced I had one in my bladder, apparently not. Finally got the results of my CT scan. I'm not sure if I mentioned all this on previous videos, but yeah, all clear. I have 1 kidney stone, about 1 millimetre long, or in diameter, on my right kidney, which is nothing to worry about, apparently. Well, I'll pass that one if it detaches. The one on the left, which is the one that detached, there's nothing there now, not a problem. But doctor has recommended I have a flexible cystoscopy, which is apparently basically up the pipe, into the bladder, into the kidneys, have a look around. He said, just in case, just to make sure. I just thought, if it was important, perhaps I would. I don't like the sound of that very much. So I might have a chat with him before we do that, just to see if it's actually absolutely necessary. Because I'm not having any problems at all at the moment, and like I say, I don't really fancy that very much. If it's just to let's go and have a look and just make sure, then I think I'd rather probably not bother. So I'm not having any issues at the moment at all. So yeah, health-wise, looking good. I'll give it, I think, perhaps another half an hour. We'll go till 12:30. If we've not had anything by then, I think maybe I'll knock on the head, give myself a bit more time. I'd say we're only 5 minutes from home, but it's, you know, it's like 10 minutes to pack up, 10 minutes to walk back to the car, 5-minute drive home, get the stuff sorted, put the maggots, if we've got any left, back in the fridge, you know, etc., etc. And like I say, I've got to be on a call at 2, so I can give myself a little bit more time if I do that. But I'm still hardly getting any bites up here, up this front of the swim, this first where I'm casting in above this tree. Even off little fish, you know, just nothing. And that does tell me that there are some chub cruising about. They've probably just been very, very, very good, as chub are, and very good at avoiding the one on the hook. Very, very simple rig on here today. I've got Dave Harrell number 3 Specie Wag in the 3 SSG. That's cocked with an Olivet, and I've got nothing else on the line at all, apart from a size 20 hook, as I mentioned earlier. I want this maggot to sink really, really slowly. Almost slower than the freebies, and it will sink slower than the freebies without any shot on the line. I haven't got any shot on the line. What's this? That's right up in the water. A roach. It is a roach. Go on, chap. I'll put you in the net. The only reason I use a keep net really is to stop the fish spooking. They're catching some chub like we are. Or even I thought we were in for a perch session after we caught that perch at the beginning. See, now I'm starting to get some bites up here again, smaller fish. As I say, that kind of tells me perhaps there's not any chub about anymore. Just the last 5 minutes, you just start to get a few little rattly bites up here. I've had that roach, a little chub. Something down here. I think there's an otter down here. There's an otter or something under our feet. Load of bubbles coming up. Very reminiscent of an otter. Right down here. It's really strange. The reeds were rustling next to me, and there was loads of bubbles coming up, like streams of bubbles, like you get when an otter goes through. It's all stopped. Weird. That's very strange. It's down here still, whatever it is, it's down here. There's a line of bubbles going out here. Look at this line of bubbles through here. What is that? See them? I think it's an otter. I think there's an otter in here. Just gone through here. Went right along there. That was very ottery, that was. Bubbles, 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 and a big line of stream of bubbles along there. Monster bleak. Come on. Oh dear. I think something's just eaten that perch. Something down here. I assume a pike. I guess he's been attracted by us winding all these little fish in. I chuck that bleak back, and I think he's he's after it. Must dig the old pike gear out. I'll go this winter. Certainly get after some zander. Now that's it. That's it. We'll call it a day. I need to get off soon anyway. It just gives me extra 10 or 15 minutes leeway. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. That's been really nice to get out and do that and have some success in a swim where I think a couple of years ago I caught a few chub. As I say, it looked very different then. That tree would freshly fallen down. But yeah, it's been really nice to get reacquainted with Aaron. Nice to catch some chub in a swim other than the swim that does all the bites. So as I say, I have thoroughly enjoyed that. It's lovely, nice conditions, wind-wise. The sun came out. I think that's helped to kill it. But yeah, it's clouding over again. But I have got to go. And this water is gin clear. It is a good 6 foot deep down here, probably more. I could see the bottom. So as I mentioned, and as I said earlier, you know, I see if we can get a couple of 3 fish out, we'll have done really well. We've had 2 and we lost 1. So I certainly can't complain in these conditions for being here 2.5, 2 3/4 hours. Absolutely wonderful. Now, as I mentioned, the storm is coming tonight, tomorrow. It's going to be really windy, really raining. I might try and nip out tomorrow. We'll just see how it is, just for a few hours, and just try and we'll perhaps try and winkle a barbel out. It'll be ledgering, definitely. We'll perhaps get after some barbel. May go chub fishing, but I'm thinking I might try and winkle a barbel out with the low pressure coming. Might be good. I've heard it's been hard going of late, so that might be an idea. Anyway, I need to stop waffling, don't I, and go and do some work, get into this team's meeting. So all there is left to do is to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support. Thanks to those of you who support me through buymeacoffee.com. And I'll see you again either tomorrow or Friday over on the Fishing Tips, Tackle and Tactics channel for some guiding.